My name is Reverend Leonard McElveen, and I am the Vice President of Ministry here at Mel Trotter Ministries, and I'm bringing you our weekly devotional. The theme of this devotional is, "For God has not given us the spirit of fear, but of love, power, and a sound mind." And just in case you did not see last week's devotional, I want to catch you up real quick. So we know that there are a lot of people in our society that are experiencing fear. And so you have to ask yourself, why is there so widespread fear? Why are people buying up all the toilet paper? Why are people buying up all the hand sanitizers? Why are people walking around with masks on? Because there's tremendous fear. And that fear actually comes from the stuff that has actually happened to them in their lives. Now, none of us have had all bad things that have happened or all good things that have happened, but a lot of us have things that have happened that speak directly to how we think about ourselves. And let's just say you've had some really negative things that have happened to you that affect the way you think about yourself. Let's just say you've got some regrets that have happened to you. Let's just say you got some guilt over things that have happened to you. Let's just say you got some shame about some things that have happened to you. Those things lead directly to the way that we think. Now, a lot of us will look at people and say, well, why don't they just stop doing what they're doing? Well, it's not that easy to just stop doing what you're doing. You can tell yourself, I shouldn't be afraid, but it's not that easy for you to not be afraid. And so when you have the negative thinking based on the negative experiences, that automatically leads to negative feeling. And fear is a feeling, It's a feeling because of what you're experiencing, and that automatically leads to destructive behavior. And as you saw last week, what happens is that you start finding yourself going in a circle. Now that leads to more negative events, that leads to more negative thoughts, that leads to more negative feelings, and that leads to more destructive behavior. And you can't stop that by yourself. Now, I hear people say all the time, well, experience is the best teacher. Not your experiences. Your experiences will never be your best teacher, because the best thing that your experience can teach you is what you shouldn't have did. Now, other people's experiences can be your best teacher. If we look to Italy and see what's happening with the coronavirus, that actually is a teacher for us. If we look to New York City and see what's happening, that's a teacher for us. But your experiences, you actually never get back. Now, let's get back to our cycle. So if people are experiencing all this fear, how can we get love, power, and a sound mind? Well, first of all, God wants to give us power in this situation, but God can't give us power until we give up this. We have to give up this cycle of ourselves. We have to give up this cycle of our own thinking. And then he wants to give us love. Love is where I actually start caring about other people and not just care about myself. Love is a decision. It's not a feeling. And people tend to think that it's just a feeling. Discipline, sound mind. He says, I want to give you discipline. So discipline is something that you do. It's not something you think up. It's not something that you feel. It's something that you make a choice about doing. So washing your hands when you go to the restroom for at least 20 to 30 seconds is a disciplined decision. It doesn't have anything to do with how you feel about it. I also want to give you a couple other things that you can actually do during this time to help yourself to be more disciplined maybe than you've ever been before. I'm going to suggest this. I think that you should actually exercise. Now, you can't go to the gym. You really shouldn't be in a group of people, and you shouldn't be exercising with other people. But you walk every day. Why don't you just go for a walk? Go for a walk for about 30 or 40 minutes each day. That's going to build your immune system, and it's going to make you feel a lot better during this time. I got up this morning and I went walking. And you say, well, yeah, but you like walking. No, I don't. I don't like walking any more than anybody else does. But I know that it will help me get to a health destination. And so I make decisions that lead to a direction that helps me get to a destination. Also, I'm going to encourage you to reduce your sugar intake. Reduce your sugar intake, because sugar weakens the immune system. And right now, with this virus out, you need your immune system to be as strong as it can possibly be. And then a third thing I want to give to you is this: trust in the Lord. Don't listen to the news 24 hours a day, because if you fill your mind with the events, it's going to affect your thinking, and you're going to feel worse every day. You're going to think it's about to take you over any day. Go to God and get some of God's thoughts about you. Where do you start, you say? Start in the Gospels with Jesus, and then go straight through the New Testament and hear what God has to say with you in regards to his promises. So we can make it through this time if we have power, if we practice love, and if we have a sound mind, that is self-discipline. God bless you, and thank you for listening.